Well, welcome to our webinar. We're going to give people about a minute to join us. It was so fun to see everybody in person, but it's good to get together virtually as well. So we'll give it another minute or two. All right, well, as I said, it was great to see everyone in person for our roundtable, and I enjoyed continuing that discussion with many of you over dinner. But one of the questions we heard frequently was about Litera's acquisition of Peppermint and how Peppermint fits into Litera's broader portfolio. So although we can't be in person today, we're going to give you a bit of an inside scoop. Some of this is forward-looking and confidential, but of course, we trust every one of you. In terms of the format, I'm going to start with an overview of the entire Litera MarTech solution, because we believe that understanding all of that will help you understand about Peppermint, why we acquired them, and how they fit in. And then after I do that, Matt will dig deeper into Peppermint client engagement CRM, and in particular, how it's built on dynamics and driven by results. Now, I met all of you at the roundtable and dinner, but I'm not sure everyone knows you, Matt. So can you go ahead and introduce yourself?
Thanks, Barry. Hi, everyone. Matt O'Callaghan. As Barry mentioned, I was actually part of the coming over from the Peppermint team into Litera. I'm the VP of Sales here at Litera, and delighted to be on the webinar. Thanks, Barry.
Sure. So we got it wrong. We thought we could get lawyers to use the same interface used by business development and marketing professionals. I thought this way back in the day. A lot of you know that I was there at the beginning of CRM for law firms. Well, we've learned since then that we need to meet lawyers where they work. So we're going to get into that, but first, let's take a bit of a step back. And that is looking at how firms grow in meeting their clients' needs. Law firms, of course, are driven by the needs of their clients. Yet over half of firms surveyed by Thomson Reuters said that clients are just demanding more for less, and that that's a key challenge. Notwithstanding that, 80% of the law firms admitted that they've made no changes towards remedying that issue. And when you look for the client perspective and ask clients, 44% said that their legal counsel, their outside counsel, failed to meet their expectations, and in particular, were dissatisfied with their firm's responsiveness to questions and concerns, their lack of speed to answering their questions. So to address these issues, among other things, smart law firms have been investing in both CRM and in experience management. They do very different things, but they are related and are better together. To best respond to client demands, law firms are going further than just independently investing in CRM and experience. They're looking to integrate them together, and in order to get better insights and to answer more of the questions that they get from clients. Because if you think about it, if you look at it from the perspective of foundation experience, a 360-degree view of a matter requires, of course, information about the matter, characteristics of the matter, but it requires more than that. For whom and with whom did you work on the matter? What are the clients? What are the contacts associated with that? All of that information in much more detail is in your CRM solution. Now let's look at it from the perspective of the CRM solution. If you want to get a 360-degree view of a client, this requires information about the work you've done for that client. So yes, you can get basic information, perhaps managed in your CRM, but you want to go beyond that. And that information, as we know, the experience management information is managed very well in Foundation. That brings us to why Litera acquired Peppermint. As many of you know, and I mentioned, I'm one of the founders of Interaction, probably before a lot of you were born. And I remember year after year, and now I can say decade after decade, looking around and thinking that there may be some CRM that will replace it as the dominant legal CRM. And for a while, it looked to me that various flavors of Salesforce might win, including Litera's own Upper Sigma. But it turns out that most law firms don't want large, complex, and expensive platforms to support. Instead, what we're hearing from the market, not from every law firm, but the vast majority, are all in with Microsoft. So Peppermint, as Matt will explain in a moment, is all in with Microsoft. That makes it a great fit for our clients, for our customers, for the Litera portfolio, and also it fits in well with the rest of Litera's products because they also leverage Microsoft's platforms and have been doing it for many years. So we believe the best way to help law firms with their marketing technology stack is to provide best-of-class solutions in each product. That is, that products that even when you look at them in isolation, which of course we don't want to do, but even if you did look at them each in isolation, they're still going to be best in class. But they form part of an integrated MarTech ecosystem working together. It's kind of like, you know, my Apple Watch and my Apple phone, they work better together. But when I got my first iPhone, I didn't have an Apple Watch. I had a different kind, but it still had some level of integration. It's similar with how we look at what's most appropriate for the market. So just as an example, Peppermint has an ERM, but it also will integrate with others such as IntraHive or ClientSense. Litera has a very good marketing automation tool, Foundation Marketing, but Peppermint will integrate with others as well. We'll meet you as a firm where you are, but each of our products work better together, and we're going to continue down that path. We believe eventually law firms will at least evaluate, if not move to Litera products, not because they have to, but because it makes sense. So we offer a comprehensive MarTech ecosystem, continuing to both integrate them together so that they're going to be better together more and more over time, while continuing to support each product individually, because we know that's what our customers want and that's what our customers need. Now, like I said, we did get it wrong, because even with great CRM and great experience solutions, most lawyers still will send out these pardon the interruption emails. Does anybody know anyone, or has anybody worked on this type of matter before, instead of logging into a CRM or an experience solution? Some do, but most don't. According to an accurate State of the CRM survey, 80% of lawyers don't use CRM, not even to enter information. So that's where Litera strategy really comes into focus. With the introduction of Litera One, Litera is meeting lawyers where they work. Lawyers, as we all know, spend most of their time practicing law, and much of that time they spend in Word, Outlook, and Teams. Now, the time, the non-billable time they spend on marketing and business development is precious time. And we want to be sure that we can meet them right where they are. So the first version of Litera 1, which was already released, it's already in the market, and it's already gaining pretty good traction. I think it's over 100 of our law firm customers migrating to Litera 1. We've delivered it with our drafting tools because those are the tools lawyers use day in and day out. What we're working on, and some of it's already been released, but some of it we're releasing shortly, is access to Peppermint information, foundation information, right within Litera 1. Our vision is that lawyers don't need to know where the insights are coming from. There is a lot of great data that's available, and frankly, over time, lawyers will just want to have simple conversations with the technology, instead of sending out these pardon the interruption emails. So I should mention that Litera 1, as I said, is already out. Another thing that's already available today is Peppermint provides CRM insights right into Outlook and Teams. You can view connection, tasks, chats, and so forth. What's in development is expanding this and also bringing experience insights into Outlook. And I'm especially interested and excited about the Power Platform customization, which is, moving towards being more proactive in connecting the dots for our lawyers. Another key thing that's happening organically is we're working with our customers that already owned both Foundation and Peppermint, and we're building integration. So by productizing this and delivering this as Litera, we're going to be able for firms to avoid the need for some custom development as they want to pass matter and finance data into Peppermint if they've already got that data in Foundation together with other rich information about experience that they want to push into Peppermint. So the three key personas that we're looking at with our MarTech stack is marketers who are going to be able to, for example, handle invitations to events the way they always have, but through the integration with Foundation, be able to be even more targeted in how they segment. And business development professionals who perhaps are using Foundation to respond to an RFP, but want that response and the update to automatically be updating in Peppermint, but also the lawyers who don't really care what the underlying technology is. They just want answers to their questions. So they're going to be using Litera 1. They're using it now for drafting, and in the future, we'll be using it to gain insight across the Litera portfolio, including Foundation, Peppermint, and other of our solutions. So that's where I wanted to stop before handing things off to Matt, but I did want to make the point that we are really thankful for the time you spent with us at the roundtable and over dinner, because that type of feedback really is a gift. And I hope as you learn more about Peppermint, as you learn more about our whole MarTech stack, that you'll continue to provide us with this valuable feedback. And with that, Matt, I'll turn things over to you.
Thanks, Barry. Just checking, can you see my slides?
Yes, we can.
Great, thanks. Great, thank you. I thought that was a great overview of the end-to-end Litera MarTech vision, and I'd like to really build on what Barry's outlined there by focusing on how Peppermint and Peppermint Client Engagement, our CRM solution, alongside Foundation and the broader marketing suite, is creating a tightly integrated Microsoft first platform that brings real value into the tools that the lawyers use every day. So let me start with a bit of background behind Peppermint. Number one, we are a technology company, as the name suggests, and we've built business applications exclusively for the legal services industry and nobody else. And that's been true ever since Peppermint was founded over 15 years ago. And the really great news is that that just now carries on, that we're part of the Litera family, as the heritage and history of Litera really aligns perfectly to Peppermint's history. And just as we're exclusive to legal, we are also exclusive to the Microsoft platform. So we are a Microsoft independent software vendor, an ISV, and that just essentially means we build solutions on the Microsoft platform, and obviously in the context of this for law firms. And then thirdly, because we're committed to delivering a modern, seamless experience, everything we build is 100% cloud-based, designed to run natively in the Microsoft cloud with all the flexibility, scalability, and security that brings. But what does this then mean in the context of CRM, as Barry was talking to earlier, and also to ERM, and we'll come on to that as well. This simple architecture slide hopefully outlines it clearly. So think about the Microsoft cloud, all the Microsoft cloud applications underneath underpin our client engagement solution, and all these cloud products will underpin it. But essentially the core ones for the context of CRM is the Microsoft Dynamics 365, and as Barry mentioned, this thing called the Power Platform. And so imagine we've taken those cloud applications and we've educated it to what a law firm does in the context of CRM. And in addition to our CRM solution, we now have an enterprise relationship management product as well, again built natively from the ground up in the Microsoft cloud, which is available as an add-on. As Barry mentioned, we also integrate with other ERM vendors out there. We want to keep those partnerships alive for firms that have already got that investment, but we do offer our own ERM as well. And if we think about law firms now, when they're coming into the market for a new CRM, most, if not all, come into it looking for CRM and also an enterprise relationship management feature. And with enterprise relationship management, we're talking about the relationship intelligence, the who knows who, the relationship scoring, the trending of relationships between your clients and your attorneys, and also being able to automate contact capture through signature scraping. So taking the email address from the contact and directly putting into that CRM. And then on the right hand side, you'll see this thing called the Forrester Wave for low code platforms, and this was published just over a month ago. And Barry alluded to this as we were talking through. And this thing called the Microsoft Power Platform, and as you can see here, it came out as the clear leader in the top right hand side. Now, why does that matter at all in the context of CRM? Well, it matters because our client engagement toolkit that we configure Peppermint is built within the Power Platform, and there's two major big benefits for our clients on that. Number one, well, think about it also, but behind that is, imagine our CRM solution is ready-made for law firms. So out of the box, it's ready-made, but every law firm will want it tweaked and configured in the way that they do marketing, BD, and how they want their attorneys to surface information. And so what the Power Platform is, we built a toolkit within that, and it's just very simple and easy to configure. So we can tailor the solution to the needs of your firm without needing to write code. Everything is drag and drop and very simple. And in addition to that, we can build simple workflows from CRM to Outlook and to Teams to notify people of any changes, etc. The second key point to why that's important is because it's so simple and easy to configure, some of our clients like to become self-sufficient after go live. So you don't need us to rely on us to sort of come in and make changes to the system every time you need a change. You can learn and adapt it. It's very easy and intuitive, so you can take control of your CRM system and post go live. Having said that, if ever you need us to come back in, we'll be delighted to obviously do so. The other real key important point to this, and there's another real benefit of being built on the Microsoft platform, is we're able to integrate with any line of business application that you require us to. And there's essentially 3 types of integration that we work with. Firstly, the most obvious one, the native integration with the Microsoft platform. Outlook, Power BI, Teams, all seamlessly integrate and can work within our CRM, or our CRM to work in those applications. And I'd actually include LinkedIn in that now, and that's a really important one to call out. Microsoft acquired LinkedIn back in 2016, and we're now really starting to see how that LinkedIn information just embeds within our CRM, looks almost part of the product. And the important point to that is, with our enterprise relationship management feature, you've got that internal network intelligence. You've got the who knows who and the relationship analytics of your internal network between your clients and your attorneys. But bringing in that LinkedIn information, that brings in that sort of external network of your sort of additional clients and prospects. So really powerful in terms of including that into the CRM also. The second type of connector is pre-built connectors with the Microsoft Cloud. So an example of that is actually Litera's foundation marketing, or concept that's known as. So even before Litera acquired Peppermint, Concept had built an integration path to the Microsoft Cloud. So we just simply take advantage of that. And there's hundreds of vendors that have built those integration paths with the cloud, with the Microsoft Cloud. So we just simply take advantage of those and integrate it seamlessly, so you can run that particular product in our CRM seamlessly. The last type of integration that we have is this thing called, we use Azure Data Factory and this thing called Logic Apps, where we can build the integration path for you. So examples to that is Elite and Adderant down here, the finance system. So there isn't pre-built connectors for Dynamics, but what we've done and we've built out in the past is now pre-built templates. So if ever there's a requirement to bring in some financial data directly from those systems, we're able to take advantage of those integration paths that we've already built, and making it a much more seamless experience. Now, also big mention here around Foundation. Interestingly, we had already built an integration path to Foundation through one of our major clients, and they'd actually used Adderant as their finance system, and they had Adderant going into Foundation, and now Foundation going into Peppermint. So that integration path was already there. So we're able to take advantage of that now. But as Barry was calling out, this is going to become even more tightly integrated and become really seamless as Foundation and Peppermint CRM come together. That's a really exciting journey that we're already embarking on, and look out for some sort of major announcements to that over the next, literally over the next month or two. So bringing all of that together, there's sort of, everything I've just spoken about there, the sort of the 6 key reasons why firms have selected Peppermint for modernizing their CRM. And this is a direct feedback from our clients. So when we win a client, we interview them as to, like, look, what was the reason why you selected Peppermint? And these are always the sort of the 6 common themes that come out. Number 1, our legal expertise and heritage. Our consultants know legal. Many have come back from a legal marketing backgrounds or legal vendors, so they understand your world, and that's really important when to kick off a project, that you've got that commonality right from the outset. 2, the Microsoft Cloud integration, obvious one. Because we integrate natively with Microsoft, we can bring CRM to the user in the application of choice that they know and love, rather than expecting the user to go to CRM. So whether they want to work in Outlook or Teams or mobile, we can surface CRM within those applications also. And then, as we mentioned around the Power Platform, it's very simple and easy to configure Peppermint. You can adapt it, or we can adapt it to your exact needs very simply, but you can also remain self-sufficient post-launch. And another important point is we've designed specific personas, especially for attorneys, to keep that interface really simple and automate as much as possible when you're thinking in the context of attorneys. Are they going to update and really engage in the system? Probably not. So how do we automate and make as much value in terms of just visualizing that value from CRM as possible? And that has a really huge impact on change management and adoption, particularly around attorneys. As you would expect also, it's optimized for marketing and BD, excuse me, supporting for business development, specifically around reactive and proactive strategies, including this concept of business development plans. We'd love to show you what we mean by that if we get an opportunity to demo. And then with marketing, we integrate into all the email marketing systems out in the marketplace. Now, obviously, we have a really much more seamless experience of foundation marketing, but where possible, we also integrate into the wider email marketing platform. So you can manage your campaigns, track ROI directly from within Peppermint CRM. And then finally, whether you're using or we're using a pre-built connector or we built custom integrations for you, we can bring all of that relevant data into CRM, giving you that full holistic view of the client. However, please don't take my word for it. We have a full list of clients available to act as a reference. I won't go through all these quotes as they speak for themselves, but we're very proud of the fact that all our clients, once they have gone live, have said they will act as a reference for us, which is just fabulous endorsement of the relationship we built up with them over time. As I said, look, you can go through these quotes. I won't go through all these in turn. I'll call out a couple of names who just recently joined the list, though. Simpson Thatcher added themselves only over the last 4 weeks. They've gone live in the first phase of their rollout to their partners, actually, and that's gone particularly well. That was a migration from one place, Salesforce, to Peppermint. That was a really interesting migration path to Peppermint CRM. A much smaller firm, but really interesting one is also added is Levenfeld, much smaller firm, as I mentioned, but they've just gone live on the first phase of their Peppermint CRM and ERM journey, and have asked said there'll be a reference for us, which is great. Now, interestingly, with Levenfeld, they've also got foundation marketing and foundation, so they're really excited about all of that portfolio coming together and those announcements that are going to be made over the next couple of months, as I said. So, in conclusion, what you've seen today is essentially a continuation of something both Peppermint and Litera have always done, which is building legal technology specifically for the legal market. With Peppermint now part of Litera, we're doubling down on our Microsoft first approach, with even tighter integration across the Microsoft cloud and a sharper focus on delivering tools directly into the applications that lawyers already work and rely on. So, as I've mentioned, as Barry's mentioned, there's some really exciting developments already underway. We look forward to sharing more, including new announcements and product showcases literally over the next couple of months, and a big one coming up in Ilticon if anyone's going to be attending that event. But for now, that concludes the webinar. Thank you for participating. If there's any questions that we've got, we'll take those on the chat. We'll follow up with those, and we look forward to seeing you again really soon. Thank you.
Thank you all. Bye now.
Bye-bye.